welcome again to Under the Covers, episode 7. I am your host, Nick. This is your host, Jett.
Welcome back.
And before we get started, we have our first ever update from a previous episode, which was super exciting to hear.
Mm-hmm.
So,
very cool.
Spoiler alert, I don't know why I can't say the words spoiler and alert together. Spoiler alert. There it is. If you haven't seen episode 6, we cover Hot Water Music, their song Turnstile. And in that interview, when we talked about the song, we talked about an urban legend of Hot Water Music that the reps from Sony came out to potentially sign them. They met them backstage before a show, and then Hot Water went out onto the stage, and right before the first song said, "Hey, the guys from Sony are here." Nope. And we thought that was an incredible story if that was true. And our friend Tracy, who we've mentioned on the show many times and is the connective tissue for all musical things in our area of Florida, she reached out to the guitar player's wife, Kim, or Kimberly. I've never met her, so I don't know.
Yeah, but she's still in contact with her, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, super cool. And we didn't ask her to do this. She's just like, "Oh, by the way,
I can find this out for you."
Yeah, check this out.
Awesome.
We're like, oh, that's awesome. So she reached out and she got an answer. That is not a true story. That did not happen.
Damn it.
But you know what? I like the explanation was kind of just as genuine. The message that she sent was, no, that didn't happen. Sony didn't come out. But even if they did, the answer might not have been go fuck yourself. But it was certainly, that's not what they wanted to do. They wanted to do music. They wanted to do it their own way. They weren't really interested in like big label stuff and fame and fortune. Whatever. I think they're probably doing pretty well. But that just wasn't where their heads are. So they would have said no anyway. Mm-hmm. So it still feels like a very sort of authentic thing. And that's kind of the space that they live in, that even though they're signed to, different indie labels and stuff, that
they have a sense of integrity that goes a different way.
And they're still doing what they want. Like, how amazing is that? Yeah. Like, I wish that could be my job of create music.
It will. Yeah. We're working on it.
Or create a podcast. It's fine too. So, yeah, the moral of the story is not true, but ethically, kind of
still same
brand.
vein.
Yeah. So that was really cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tracy.
Yes. As always.
So we're gonna try to bring her onto the show. She doesn't know it yet, but it's coming. Anyway, so let's talk about episode 7 was a song that you chose, and I gotta know everything about why you chose this song, because I have thoughts.
Okay. Curious about your thoughts.
Your positive thoughts, but
I'm sure.
But I'm interested to see what spoke to you about the song of like, that one's next.
I wanted to pick a deep dive from their catalog, and there were a couple of songs that I had thought about off of their first 1 or 2 albums, but still those are tracks that are pretty popular. So I was like, what else speaks to me from maybe their 3rd album?
I love that, like, they're pretty popular. They're probably the largest band in the world. So, like, they're the most popular band, like, ever.
Yeah. Well, yeah. They're pretty big.
So you wanted to kind of deep cut them a little bit.
Yeah. And it's always been, they're so good at ethereal guitar work and atmospheric vibe. So, and this has always spoke to me, because I always used to, every song I sing at the top of my lungs, but in my car, in my room, like that kind of thing. But this was just got a cool vibe, and I love the theme of the song. It's just kind of like a heart clencher, and I don't know, I just like the vibe. And I was like, it might be easy to do. It proved not to be quite so easy, but
we'll talk about it. We'll talk about that in a moment.
Okay.
Lyrically, because my history with lyrics. Just
yeah.
So, what you said that this is sort of a heartbreaker. Tell me a little bit about the lyrical content. What's it about and what spoke to you?
It's kind of it's a love track. And which doesn't, those usually don't speak to me. It just depends on the way the lyrics are written. And I guess, in this way, the lyrics are written in a space that I can really appreciate. Because if it's like just kitschy love shit, then I'm just not into it. If it's typical, but this is like, just the ethereal content and the lyrical content. It just all matches and meshes really well. So
you just said kitschy love song doesn't really grab you, which is fine. I have questions. 80s power ballads, yes or no?
Some of them.
Some of them. Yacht rock, yes or no?
Some of it.
Okay. I'm getting a very open-minded vibe.
Yeah. I mean, if it hits me, it hits me. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like, some of them I really like. Moon in New York City.
Really?
It's adorable.
Is it?
Yes.
I never would have guessed that. I love every part of this podcast where I learn something new about you. It's so great. Oh wow. I'm gonna be chewing on that for the rest of the day. Like, really? Wow.
Love will tear us apart. Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's an amazing love song.
That one I knew. I already knew that one.
Two different sides of the spectrum.
The band that we're talking about today. You've seen them live. How many times?
Just twice.
Just twice. Okay. Can we talk about the complexity of this song?
Sure. Yes.
Can you go first? This is your show. This is your episode. So you want to go first?
Well, it started last night when you were like, this is, it's kind of a wandering song, which I absolutely agree with. Is it a 4/4?
No, it's in 3/4.
It's in 3/4. Okay. Yeah. So that's fun. I think.
Well, yeah. I mean, we love compound time signatures. Even though, I don't know, 3/4 counts as compound, but still.
Yeah. But I don't even think we play it that way. So it's.
Well, I did.
Okay. I don't know if I sing it that way. Like, I just kind of get in where I fit in. Yeah. So it's so the moral of that story is it's a feeling.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because my initial, when you first said this is the song I want to do and you sent it over and I started listening to it, I had never heard it, even though certainly everyone on the planet has heard this band. I'd never heard this song, and I listened to it, and I didn't hate it. None of it was negative, but I was just like,
the fuck?
What is going on in this song? Like, the reason why I want to talk about this is because it really kind of opened me up to the idea that I'm relatively regimented musically, where I want to hear, or my brain wants to hear, an intro, a verse, a pre-chorus, a chorus, a bridge, like all very sort of defined things. And
you're not getting none of that.
No, this song comes in and just wanders, like, in a good way, because there are plenty of songs that wander in a bad way. We were having dinner with a friend the other night, and I mentioned really disliking a band that seems to only wander. I can't stand them.
Which one?
The Doors.
Oh yeah.
It's just like unlistenable to me.
Shut the fuck up.
But yeah, he was not happy. Anyway. So
hilarious.
Listening to this song, I didn't get Doors, obviously, but I was just like, yeah, like there's no like rigid structure. Like there's really, I mean, this kind of flows a lot back and forth. There are sections, but I can't even discern what they are. It took me forever to even figure out that this was in 3/4. Like I had no idea what was going on. It took a while for me to listen to it and at least kind of catch maybe some things that get repeated. And then once I kind of got the underlying rhythm of it, then I was like, okay, this makes kind of some sense. And it wasn't until you and I started practicing it together that I was like, okay, I feel like I can play this song. And you mentioned last night, and we were kind of talking, making plans for today, and said these are the things we're going to work on. And you said, well, if you don't feel like you have that one ready, we can come back to it or delay it. And I was like, no, because I want to really work at it and try. I don't want to just be like, this is hard, pick another one. Like, that felt so terrible.
Well, that's not what I said either.
No, I know, yeah. But I didn't want to just give up on it so quickly. I really wanted to put the effort in, and it feels like we got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we totally did.
Mm-hmm. It took us, we played it together 6 or 7 times before we were like, okay, this is ready to record.
Yeah.
I think the one that we recorded was the first time we got through it all the whole way.
Mm-hmm.
This is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was fun.
Yeah, the first time it was like, oh, I came in too early, and you're like, I came in too early. And then you came in just different. Then I was ready to sing it.
Just like, all over the place.
Which is kind of fun. So
it did sort of point out to me not only that my brain wants to hear semi-rigid structures of music, but that it made me realize that a lot of the bands that you talk about really enjoying have a much looser or certainly longer structure.
Mm-hmm.
Where the thing that really stood out to me was there are songs that we listen to together that when my head is like, these guys have been doing this part for too long, they need to move to like a chorus or something.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, I could hear 12 more bars of this before I move on. I'm like, oof, that's really long. Yeah, and it highlighted that sort of different approach that we both have.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I love learning those things and discovering those things through the show of, this is how we look at things differently. Mm-hmm. I ended up liking this song. I thought it was challenging, and I liked playing it. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, good. Awesome.
So we also did something different the way we recorded this too, which I don't usually do, and I don't have a lot of experience in, but I think we got it. That there's so much going on in this song that we can't really replicate with just the two of us, and I didn't want to lose a lot of that, so I started using the looper. Mm-hmm. And I looped the first guitar part, then I looped a second guitar part, and then I played a third guitar part under both of those throughout the rest of the song.
Mm-hmm.
How is that for you? Like, it's a completely different approach. How did that work for you, and how did that change the way you approach your performance?
Well, I expected this to be really watered down because there's so many layers in this song that acoustically I figured we would just get the gist of it and that would be it. But the looper is amazing. It's amazing. Rush. That's what they're doing. I mean, like, that's, yeah. He has this head rush pedal and it's super great. But it allows you to bring that ambiance back into the song, and it worked wonderfully. So it allowed us to do those, allowed you to do those harmonics, mm-hmm. which just send my freaking head into oblivion. And I was like, oh.
Make the face.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. I love it.
It's so good.
I love the face.
But yeah. So yeah, it helps capture more elements of the song that are important to me, where I would have been okay without them. But yeah, it makes a big difference. So yeah.
You sang a violin solo in this song.
I did.
That was incredible.
I'm glad you think so.
I really do, because there are so many things, and we did this in the first episode where you did theremin with the thrice song, and you hit this a couple other times in other songs, and this was like right on par with the way that you sing guitar things and guitar solos and now violin solos. There are instrumental things that you are able to not replicate but match with your voice.
Yeah. I mean, I can at least pitch match it. I can't sound exactly like it.
You got real close.
I can do a pretty mean trumpet, but
do you really?
A muted trumpet.
Do it.
I think we can all do it. Yeah. Sounds like a fart.
It does. trumpet noise, please?
Can't. I'm laughing now.
No, you're not. Stop laughing.
I can't.
Oh.
But anyway, we can all do it. We can.
Okay.
Everyone can do a muted trumpet.
We can all do it.
I know y'all are practicing right now. Like, I can do it.
Yeah, somebody's listening to this and like, yeah, that's not hard. There it is. Thanks, Louis Armstrong.
Louis would be horrified. The fuck?
Well, would you like to introduce this song? Which I think, by the way, clocked in at like 5.5 minutes.
Yeah, it's
That's great. I mean,
long.
I really had fun with that.
Yeah, it was good. It is U2, Drowning Man off of their War album.
Take my hand, you know I'll be there if you can. I'll cross the sky for you, love. For I have promised, oh, to be with you tonight and for the time that will come. Take my hand, you know I'll be there if you can. I'll cross the sky for your love. And I understand these winds and tides, this change of times won't drag you away. Hold on tight. Hold on. And don't let go of my love. The storms will pass. It won't be long now. This love will last. This love will last forever. Take my hand, you know I'll be there if you can. I'll cross the sky for your love. Give you what I hold dear. Hold on tightly. Hold on tightly. Rise up, with wings like eagles. You run and not grow weary. Hold on
Hey everybody, hopefully you have loved what you've seen and heard so far and had as much fun watching as we did putting it all together. So please follow us and like and comment at UTC Music Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And then we have a Patreon account where you will get behind the scenes footage and some extra unique discussions about the tracks where we get super emo about some stuff. And there'll probably be some blooper reels because words are hard. So we'll see you soon. Thanks.